I got into football because of the team aspect of it. I was a 9-year-old kid in the third grade, and it just kind of like I was kind of an outsider, and so like I just used to look at football and see like the team and the sportsmanship about it, and I kind of got drawn to that. I remember it was a Dwayne Johnson movie, Gridiron Gang. I would watch that movie, and one day I just like put on like yellow tights as football pants, and I put on a black shirt. I was trying to be the Steelers, and I ended up tackling stuff. And my dad was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I want to play ball." And after that, he was like, "Okay, we'll play ball." And since then, I'm just like, it saved my life, and I just been a part of a team, and it was good for me, and that's why I wanted to play football. Well, my dad was the type of dad, like, anything that you wanted to do, he was okay with it, as long as it was something good. So, I mean, my dad was instrumental in that role. Like, my dad literally would drive around, like, the school and see, like, Centennial Bulldogs, like, football programs, and that's the local area that they have for, like, youth football and high school football. It's the local area that we lived in. He would go and drive around there, and one day he kind of drove and took me there, got me a paper, signed me up, and took me to I think it was the Jacobs family's house, a nice Mormon family in Vegas, a good family, and he took me over there, signed me up, and actually one of their sons ended up being my classmate, and so we kind of vibed, and that kind of became like a space for me as far as the community, and he was instrumental in every role of it, signing me up, talking to coaches, taking me to different programs. So, I mean, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Man, my dad was like, I call him my first coach. He was my first coach. He was my biggest critic and also my biggest supporter. He was the first person to tell me when I did something wrong. He was the first person to congratulate me. And, well, the last person to congratulate me, but it was the most significant. So, he would get me in the film study. He would take me to different trainers and different coaches. I remember one time when like we didn't have the money to go to different coaches and trainers. He would train me at one point in time, and he actually, it's crazy, he got a tire from the junkyard. It was like a tractor tire, and he drilled holes inside of it and went to Home Depot, got a metal wire, stick the metal wire in the tire and put it back and tied it up to a harness that you use to clean windows. And we would run the tire like throughout the whole neighborhood, around the parks, and I became the kid in my neighborhood that would run the tire every night. And so, I mean, like, this dude would work me out. I probably had some of the hardest workouts with my dad. And watch film. We'd watch film after practice, push-up setups in the living room at like 9 p.m. just practicing. Sometimes like 7 a.m. waking up. So, I mean, he's literally, I call him my first coach. My dad is my first coach. It was equivalent. I remember, shout out to Coach Jackson. It was crazy. I was kind of in a dark place. I didn't know if I was going to play football or not. I knew I was going to play football, but I didn't know where. It was stressful. And as soon as I got like the call and I got like everything was settled, I just saw it and I just started jumping in the air. It was crazy. It was jumping and like, he was super excited. We were jumping together actually. Like, imagine like a 245-pound senior and and a big old his dad just jumping on the second story house and making the ground shake. That's what happened. Like, it was crazy. We was both excited. It was a beautiful moment. And then we went to my mentor, Marlon Greenwood. We went to his gala event on the rooftop plaza, and I signed my NLI there, and it was perfect. At first, it was hard, like, because, like, I'm so used to my dad being at every single practice, being at every single game. And don't get me wrong, when my dad is there, it's stressful, too, because he's the person that's on my butt. But at the same time, it also teaches you, how to deal with things on your own, and just how to be your own man. And it teaches you, like, how to be accountable for yourself. And I think that's, like, the biggest thing that it taught me. And I definitely would prefer, like, wherever happens, I would prefer, like, if, like, my dad could somehow move to Portland and watch me play every day. Like, that's secretly what I wanted. I didn't let him know, though. I was like, nah, stay in Vegas. But, like, yeah, like, other than that, like, as far as it being hard, you just get used to it, and it keeps going. I found out my pops got COVID, like, the the day before the game. But I just want to tell my dad this: Pops, you not there physically at the moment, but you've been there like every single step of the journey, man. And I love you so much. I appreciate everything you did, and don't feel bad and don't be like sad or nothing like that because you can't make it. Just know that you made it because we here together. Like everything that we did together. And I love you. And watch the game because this gonna be on the game. And if you don't watch the game, I'm gonna send it to you. And man, just because that this happened, don't mean that it's all bad. It's actually all good because I got to live out my dream, and you got to be the dad that helped me. And I appreciate you and love you.